Right, welcome to the first episode of SwitchedOn Racing. We'll be taking Motorsport Manager, newly released on the Nintendo Switch. We've created our own team, SwitchedOn Racing, and we're going to see how far we can get them. Let's have a look at the team first. There's the proposed car, although I am going to tweak it slightly. If I can. I'm not sure if I can actually. Saying that. Oh, we can do. Yeah, I'm just not happy about that blue colour. So let's just have a look. Obviously, we're trying to ape the Nintendo Switch colours. Looks like that might be the best blue we can get, actually. Might be quite nice if we introduce a darker blue as well, just as a highlight colour. That's quite nice. We'll go with that. I'm going to apply that. So there's our team car in switched on colours, obviously in the Nintendo Switch colours, as close as we can get them. And our drivers there, Jack White, 30 years old, and he's British. And Takuma Ito, he's 19-year-old co-driver. So we've got the Belgian Grand Prix coming up. Let's have a look at the calendar. That is coming up, followed by Cape Town, South Africa, then the Bahrain Grand Prix. Then we've got this invitational event, and then Singapore, Italy, ending the season in Monaco. Now, if you notice quite handily on these entries for each race, it tells you at the bottom what the critical parts are. So for the first race in Belgium, really need a good front wing and a good engine. So I guess the first visit we have to make is to the parts store. If I can stop pressing the D-pad. And here we are. So here's our cars, Jack and Takuma. Let's have a look at their cars. Now, unfortunately, we've got a really poor front wing, certainly on Jack's car. And we can switch to Ito's car, and similarly, not a very good front wing. So that's something we need to rectify pretty quickly, but I don't think we're going to get that done in time for the Belgium race. Certainly can't build one. Let's have a look, see if we can buy... Oh, there is a front wing available for $1.2 million. Now that's interesting. Now, do we take a punt and buy a front wing? Oh, or do we build one ourselves? It's going to take a week. So how far are we away from the Belgian Grand Prix? I'm not sure it actually tells you. It would be nice to know when that is, because I don't know whether to build a front wing. I mean, 1.2 million, we've only got 6.5 million to start with, but we do want to make a good start. So what I mean about it's a little bit awkward to control. I just kind of wish that cursor was free floating, because I just find it hard to navigate around a little bit. But so for the next race, we need front wing as well as brakes and gearbox. So the front wing is a critical part for a lot of these upcoming races. In fact, all of them, apart from Bahrain. Right, let's build our own, because that's going to be a good start. So, going to build a new front wing. Now, these are our... Maybe we should look at engineers first, actually. Let's have a look at our staff. So, if you press X on any of these, you can see where you're ranked. So, currently, we've got the second best drivers on the grid, the 7th best car out of 10, and the 7th best staff out of 10. So, we could certainly look at improving our staff. So these are our engineers. and our mechanics. So one each there. So it's Kirsty Osman, he's Jack's mechanic, and Francisco Barrino, he's Takuma Ito's mechanic. But let's focus on our engineers first, because we need to get these parts built. And I'm looking at Christian Henriksen, 65. Not a very good rating, so let's have a look. So again, quite handily. Oh, we haven't got a great amount to choose from, to be honest. The numbers there relate to if they're better or worse than the person they're replacing. They don't seem to be much better. Actually, I think they're just colour graded. So, you know, a red is sort of 1 to 4. Pinkish colour would be 5 to 6. So that's okay. So, actually, Luther Sorby, his speciality is front wings. I think you've got to have a speciality nowadays, haven't you? Leadership of -3 though he does bring these bonus. You see the bonus icons in the middle. They relate to when you're upgrading your HQ. You can get boosts by collecting those icons. So I think we're going to take Luther Sorby to replace Christian Henriksen. It's not much of an upgrade, although it will cost us slightly less. Right, let's do it. So we're bringing in a front wing specialist to help design and build the new front wing for the switched on car. So here we're choosing the engineers that are building the part. Do we want them to focus on performance or reliability? Now I think performance is probably something that he brings to the table. Lee Hong Hee can bring 10% reliability, and Sorby we can use the performance. So it looks like the front wing could be around about a 49 rated with 60% reliability. So we'll get that built. So that's going to take a week. So we've brought in a new staff member. We've started building a new front wing. Let's have a look at the car, see if we've got any sponsors. We have indeed. We've got a slot open for a bonus sponsor. And we've only got one available, Sengyu. And they want a sponsor for 7 races. And if we finish second or above in any race, we're going to get a cool $500,000. So that doesn't sound too bad. They're also bringing 15 influence points with them. So I think we'll take that. Yeah, we'll take that. So we can spend those influence points. And Sengyu Technologies aren't exactly the biggest name sponsors in the world, but every little helps when you're switched on racing, right? Exactly. So you see, rather nicely, the Sengyu logo now gets added to the car. So we've got Luxina, Wanchai, and Sengyu on the car. We've got 2 of those sponsors ending in the next race. So we'll be on the lookout for new sponsors. And we've also got a race sponsor offer as well. We've got Eve Technology or Carne Blanco. So they're Eve Technology offering $350,000 a race. That'd be a total of 1.4 million over the 4 races. And Carne Blanco are offering less per race, but an upfront payment. Although they're offering less influence. I think we'll go with Eve Technologies. And then we'll just add them to the car. So Eve Technologies, you see they go onto the front cockpit area. Now just at the top of the screen there, you've got those influence points like the blue sort of spore thing. We've got 50 of those. The green number in the middle is our current bank balance, and the red number to the right of that is our sort of gains and losses per week. So at the moment we're hemorrhaging nearly $500,000 a week, but we can hopefully change that around with some races. Now, talking of which, let's continue on. And the front wing's actually finished, so that's good news. We can get that added to the car. And the performance is actually 17 points better than expected, and the reliability is 2% better than expected, so that's not too bad. And almost doubles, or more than doubles, the current performance of Jack's front wing. A lot less reliability though, so we've got to choose whose car to put it on. We've got the number 1 driver, Jack White. He could certainly do with it. And Ito, unfortunately, he's still learning his trade. 19-year-old number 2 driver. He will have to wait to get a better part. And Jack's well chuffed with that front wing. So there we go. So the rest of the car's not looking too sad at the moment. You see there's 3 spec parts there. The gearbox, the rear wing and the engine. They're all spec parts for this series, which means they can't be changed. And every car... Oh, excuse me. Every car in the series will have the same part. So we're only allowed to develop the front wing, the suspension and the brakes. We'll come back to bonuses on a later video. So 25 XP for building a part. We'll take that and we'll crack on with the rest of the week. And we're here at the race weekend in Belgium. So the first thing we have to choose is which sponsor we want to take with us over to Belgium. And depends who's going to give us, what do we think we can achieve. So Luxina for 14th or above are offering a qualifying and race bonus that's quite low. Wanchai for 9th or above could potentially get 600,000, or Sangyu if we can finish 2nd or above in either qualifying or the race will give us 500,000 per session. I think we're going to play it safe for now because we don't know what the performance of the car is, and we're going to go Wanchai. And here we are. In the Ardennes area of Belgium. So qualifying 9th or above will get us $300,000, as we saw when we picked a sponsor. And here we are in the paddock for qualifying. Let's get Jack and Takuma out. So we've got this setup bonus that we can apply. And we've got 12 skill points for Jack's car. So we can go for this drive, the turbo bonus. That's cost us 8 points. And then we can safely apply another one of these because we've got 4 points left, and the most it's going to cost us in skill points is 4. So we can either go for, well, it's a kind of a no-brainer. We'll go for the 6% chance. We've got 2 points left. It's probably not worth busting, so we will carry on. Tyres qualifying. We'll go with ultra soft. Jack's out of the pits, and Takuma, he's only got 7 skill points, and that's cost us 6 to adjust the camber, so we can't really do much more with his, and he'll go out on ultra softs and set his qualifying time. zoom in on the action. And we'll follow Jack White is in front on his outlap. In the blue switched on car. Quite a twisty track, this one. Very twisty. So bear that in mind, might have to go with some harder tyres. But anyway, Jack's on his flying lap. So that's a session best first sector. It's quickest in the second sector. And he's on course for pole position at the moment. What a great start that would be. Takes it. Pole position. And here comes Ito. And Ito's gone second. The young rookie has pulled out an incredible lap there. We'll take that all day long. So they're going back to the pits. And you see the leaderboard on the left there. Jack White top. Takuma Ito second by 0.007 of a second. So we'll keep an eye. We'll speed up the time. Just keep an eye on whether Hedges go out or Nasser. Looks like everybody may be content with their places. White's on the radio. He says he wants to do another flying lap. Let's find Jack. You stay still. Now Hedges is out for a flyer. Can he sneak above our two drivers? I don't think he's going to make it. So it looks like we're going to be first and second in our debut race. What a great start that is. Perfect. So Jack White takes pole in his first race for SwitchedOn Racing. Excellent stuff. There's confirmation. So close. Second place. So a really tight grid there. Everybody's on a 122. An incredibly tight. There's a couple of 123s at the bottom, but wow. Great qualifying session for SwitchedOn Racing, according to the World Sports Network. We're happy with that. That's not very nice from Christian Olivieres. He says, hope we lose. He's got money on it. Lovely sight there to see the switched-on cars on pole. Ravensburg Autosport take the second row. And then we've got the Aldazari and the Rivatsa cars. Stonebridge and Archer, 7th and 8th. And Kozlowski of Viborg Racing in 9th. And as we go down the grid for the back markers. So, race setup. It's quite a twisty track. Got 14 laps. It's quite twisty. I think it's going to be hard on those tyres. I don't think we want to go on ultra softs. I think Jack can go on super softs from pole. And we'll try and do a two-stopper. Just confirm that. Can start neutral engine mode and neutral driving style, and we've got this 8% increase in super soft performance, or we can boost our relationship with our mechanic by 10%. So I think we'll do that, and then let's have a look at Ito. So we're going to put him on the softs, try and run him for a longer session, slightly different strategy for Ito. And he's got a slow fuel burn, which isn't always a good thing. And again, we'll probably just improve his relationship with his mechanic. So, waiting for the green lights. SwitchedOn Racing on the front row. 14 laps of Belgium. And we're green and go. And Ito actually pushing for the lead. And we can choose a priority here. We obviously want the... Well, we'll let them race for now, but you can choose team orders. 3 wide into the first corner. And White and Ito fighting over second place. While this one settles down. And White finally pulls away and cements that place. And here we go, settling into the first lap. So not a great start. White couldn't hold on to the lead and Ito's dropped down to 4th. Just keep an eye on their car conditions on the right hand side. And White under pressure from Mello. He's really having to fend him off, but Mello's got through and White's down to 3rd. And if he looks in his mirrors, he'll see the car, the familiar blue and red of Takuma Ito's switched on car. He himself is under pressure from 5th place. Don't go too crazy. We're okay in 3rd at the moment. It's a disappointing drop from 1st, but it's the first race of the season. We don't want to go crazy. Interesting difference in tyre wear. The super softs of Jack White's not degrading much quicker than the softs of Ito's. Although those super softs may start to drop off a cliff in the next couple of laps. On lap coming up to the end of lap 4 of 14. Things have definitely settled down. Let's follow Ito for a bit because he's in this little train here. He seems to be holding up 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th coming up behind him as well. So that's Sharma, Murray, Kozlowski and Morozova. 3 wide into the corner. This is where the action is on the track at the moment. And Ito gives up 5th place. Or gives up 4th place, sorry. Into 5th. And he's got to win that back. So we're going to go a bit attacking with Ito. Just while we're on some good tyres. See if we can push for that place back. Now White's actually taken 1st place. I think it must be due to somebody being in the pits. Maybe Murray was in the pits. So lap 7, half distance, and White's tyres are about done. Have to make a decision. I'll probably leave him out for one more lap while he's at the front, and in fact, with that in mind, let's get him to push for this final lap. And then we'll bring him in at the end of this lap. So we'll put him on another set of super softs. We won't fix the car, and he'll come in at the end of this lap. So let's follow Ito for a bit. He's still in 3rd, pushing Sharma in 2nd place. And he's just radioed in. He wants fresh tyres. And he's probably right. But actually, he should be clear. Let's bring him in. So he was on the softs. We was hoping he could maybe go to 9 laps. Let's leave him out for another lap. Really want him to do 9 laps on those. drop him back down to neutral. See if he can eke it. Got to make a very quick decision. Okay, decision's made. He's gone past the pit lane. And he's got to make that now. We might have to drop down to conserve. And that's going to cost him some time on this lap. But he is coming in at the end of this lap. Down to 5% tyres. He's struggling for grip, you can see. And White is actually back out in 4th and pushing. And Ito does really well. And let's get him to push when he comes out of the pits. White goes through. And there's Ito's pit stop. So we're down to 4 laps to go. Ito rejoins in, well, it was 7th, but he got muscled out by Key. Let's go to the front runners. We need to drop. We're going to probably need to drop Jack White's engine usage. He's currently running 1.5 laps down. We've got 4 laps left, so we're going to have to keep a close eye on that. We might have to conserve some battery power because he's going to run out of energy. He's got basically 2 laps left. And we've got 3 laps left in the race, so it's going to be a tight finish. But he is 8 seconds clear of NASA in 2nd place. Ito seems to be running okay at the moment. Eyes everywhere, all over these dashboards at the moment. Okay, I really think we're going to have to make a decision here to go low battery on White and hope his 9-second lead over NASA is enough. It should be for the next 2 laps, but we have to keep a close eye on those timings on the left hand side. White crosses the line with 2 more laps to go, including the one he's on. Ito on a hard driving style, but he's got plenty of tyres left. He'll be fine as long as he can fend off Kozlowski and Key coming up behind him. But this is where the action is. Jack White leading the race. Oh, it's going to be so tight. He's basically got half a lap of energy left. I think we're going to be in trouble. I think he's going to run out of energy. Oh, it's going to be tight. Coming up to the final straight. He's just going to do it. Oh my goodness. 0.1 of the battery left. What a dramatic end. Ito takes 4th. But that is a superb start for SwitchedOn Racing this season. As everybody else comes across the line. But Jack White, on his debut, takes the race win. Superb stuff. There's a different pit styles, or the different pit stop styles. Everybody looks like opted for a 1 stop. A couple of 2 stops there further down. That obviously strategy didn't pay off. But we've got our spot on. And we pick up our first trophy in our first race. Jack White, 25 points. And you see the constructors' points, 38, 11-point lead over the Stonebridge Speedsters. And 14 clear of Al Dahari, Star Racing. Well, that was superb stuff. Really good race. Well managed, and what an exciting finish there. It was 0.01 power left. Oh. So the game's running through the other championships. This is effectively F1. They're starting in Sydney, as the real Formula 1 weekend will be. Well, it'll be in Australia anyway on Saturday. So we're going through some media stuff, top-notch stuff from Jack White in the interview that just went out on live TV. And he gets a good interview trait. And Takuma Ito gets a happy trait. And that gets Jack White an improvement point, so kind of an XP style. He can spend that on an upgrade. And Takuma Ito at the moment is at his potential. So here's our balance sheet for the race. We've got actually made $153,000 at the end of that race, including all costs. And we didn't need to spend any influence to cheat the system. So the next episode we'll see us setting up our supply chain, and it's going to be a little explanation of it here, but I won't go into that yet. I will end this video. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed episode 1 of SwitchedOn Racing on Motorsport Manager on the Nintendo Switch, and look out for episode 2 where, if I remember, well, I can't remember actually what track we're at next. No, it's escaped me. Maybe Singapore, perhaps. But join us for the next video. Should be up in the next day or two. And thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers. Bye-bye.